The 15th ceremony is called the grace after meal. It's Jewish tradition to recite a lengthy prayer of thanksgiving at the end of the meal, and this is found in Deuteronomy chapter 8, verse 10. And Jesus also prayed a lengthy prayer at the end of his Passover meal, and that prayer is recorded for us. It's recorded for us in the book of John, John chapter 17. John chapter 17 is often called the high priestly prayer. Very good name for that chapter because it's his grace after meal. After saying grace after meal, we now move on to the 16th ceremony, the cup of the redemption, toast number 3 of the 4. So you know the routine. So we have to pour our third toast. And now I get to tell you a joke that you'll all understand. You wouldn't have understood this joke 30 minutes ago, all right? During one of his many trips to London, George Burns became friends with a very wealthy yet very modest Jewish chap named Chaim Goldfarb. On one visit, Hy told George that because of his large donations to charities through the years, the Queen wanted to knight him, but he was going to turn it down. Well, that's a great honor, George said. But why do you want to turn it down? Because during the ceremony, you have to say something in Latin, he said. And I don't wish to bother studying Latin just for that. So say something in Hebrew. The Queen won't know the difference. Brilliant, Hy complimented him. But what should I say? Remember the question the son asked his father on the first night of Passover? Can you say that? Of course, he said. Ma nishtana halayla hazeh. Thank you, you old sport. I'm going to become a knight. So at the ceremony, Hy waited his turn while several of the other honorees went before the Queen. Finally, they called his name, and he knelt before her. And she placed the sword on one shoulder and then on the other and motioned for Hy to speak. And out came, Ma nishtana halayla hazeh. The Queen turned to her husband and said, "Why is this night different from all other nights?" Took you a moment. All right, we all have our third toast poured? Okay. Now, the third cup is raised to thank God for physical redemption from slavery in Egypt. But again, Yeshua exercises messianic authority, and he takes the cup, which speaks of physical redemption from slavery in Egypt, and he transforms it into a symbol of spiritual redemption from slavery to sin. He associates the cup with the new covenant of Jeremiah 31:31, and the essence of the new covenant is spiritual salvation, the spiritual salvation that we all enjoy today, because every single one of us in this room who have placed their faith in Yeshua have entered into the new covenant. We live under the new covenant today. In the same way, after the supper, he took the cup saying, and this is Luke 22:20, he took the cup saying, "This cup is the new covenant in my blood, which is poured out for you." And so the cup of the redemption becomes the cup of communion. The cup of redemption is now celebrated by believers from every family, tongue, tribe, and nation on the face of the earth. And you celebrated this morning without knowing it in your communion service. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei pari hagafen. Blessed art thou, O Lord our God, King of the universe, creator of the fruit of the vine. Moving on to ceremony number 17, we come to opening the door for Elijah. Now, this is a modern Jewish observance. It's only a few hundred years old. And what happens is the youngest son, the one who asked the 4 questions, why is this night different from all other nights, leaves his place at the table, he goes out the door, he goes into the street, he looks right and left to see if Elijah is going to come this evening to precede the coming of the Messiah. And of course, Yeshua did not observe this ceremony. Instead, he moved on to the 18th ceremony, which is the cup of praise, which is toast number 4. Toast number 4. So pass your decanter around. Now, let's see. Do I want to risk doing one more? Yeah. This is a nice one to end on, okay? Everything I needed to know about life I learned from Noah's Ark. Number 1, don't miss the boat. Number 2, remember that we're all in the same boat. Number 3, plan ahead. It wasn't raining when Noah built the ark. 4, stay fit. When you're 600 years old, someone may ask you to do something really big. Moses was asked to do something really big at what? 80 years of age, okay? 5, don't listen to the critics. Just get on with the job that needs to be done. 6, build your future on high ground. 7, for safety's sake, travel in pairs. 8, speed isn't always an advantage. The snails were on board with the cheetahs. 9, when you're stressed, float a while. 10, remember the Ark was built by amateurs and the Titanic by professionals. And finally, number 11, no matter the storm, when you're in the arms of God, there's always a rainbow waiting, right? All right. Okay, don't forget that one. All right, we now are at the ceremony 18, the cup of praise, cup number 4, toast number 4. Now, the cup of praise is offered in conjunction with the Hallel. The Hallel consists of Psalms 115 through 118. Those Psalms 115 through 118, are sung, then the cup is offered, and Passover comes to a close in the first century. And we see Yeshua do exactly this. We eavesdrop in on him like a little fly in the wall when we read Matthew 26:30. When they had sung a hymn, that's our tip-off that the Hallel was sung, then comes a little comma, that's where the cup of praise is offered, and the sentence ends, they went out to the Mount of Olives. So there's Yeshua participating in this very same ceremony. So here's the traditional blessing. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Now that brings us to the 19th and final ceremony. This is called the conclusion. And a short paragraph is read, ending with the hearty shout, next year in Jerusalem. And we're going to end it that way. I'm going to teach you a little bit Hebrew, so you'll be fluent with your Jewish friends, your Israeli friends. Here's the way this paragraph sounds. This is out of a modern Seder. The order of the Passover is now accomplished as prescribed according to all its formalities and customs, as we had the privilege to arrange it. O may we also merit the actual observance thereof. O pure dweller on high, raise up the people of whom it was said, who can number them? O hasten to lead the shoots of thy plant Israel, and bring the redeemed to Zion with joyful song next year in Jerusalem. Okay, we're going to end our Seder by calling out next year in Jerusalem, first in Hebrew, then in English. You ready? Follow me now. Ready to go? No, you're not ready. We need to teach you some Hebrew. Do you know the Hebrew? No. Okay. You're going to be my standard of measure here. All right. All right. The first word is simple. The first word means, literally you're going to say, the year, the coming one in Jerusalem. That's literally what you're going to say. The first year is Lishana, the year. So say it after me. Lishana, Lishana, Lishana. The coming one is Haba'ah, Haba'ah, Haba'ah. Okay, from the beginning. Lishana Haba'ah. Lishana Haba'ah. Now the hard word. B'Yerushalayim. Okay? In Jerusalem. B'Yerushalayim. 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 From the beginning. Lishana Haba'ah. B'Yerushalayim. Lishana Haba'ah. B'Yerushalayim. Okay, you ready to go? You're ready. All right. Anyone? Everybody ready? No, there's always somebody that's not. Let's do it one more time. Lishana Haba'ah B'Yerushalayim. Okay, you sound ready. Okay, we're going to do it first in Hebrew, then in English, and we want this roof to come down on us, right? Okay, you ready? Sorry, Pastor. You know, we got to test this room. All right, ready with me now. First in Hebrew, then in English. Lishana Haba'ah B'Yerushalayim. Next year in Jerusalem. All right, so that brings our Seder to a close, and I want to close it by just reviewing the whole Passover in song. So I'd like you to put on track number 4. Now, track number 4 is the Pesach song, and you have this little sheet. You have this little sheet at your place setting, so you can follow along in the words. There's a couple of new words. If you turn over in the bottom of the page, you see the word mikvah at the bottom. This is the bath or the pool where the flow of fresh water comes in. You'd call it a baptistry today, okay? The mikveh would be the equivalent to a baptistry, okay? Let's see, Mitzrayim, you see that translated there as Egypt. That's Hebrew for Egypt, Mitzrayim. So he uses the Hebrew word there. So I think that does it. And let's go ahead and review the whole Passover story by listening to this song.
We're leaving Mitzrayim to worship our holy King. We follow our Redeemer, and God leads us to the land He promised, and we're leaving tonight. 10 times the Pharaoh had his chance, and 9 times he said no.